species. Boom bam. Hello everyone and welcome to is the thing getting there or not? I think it does. Hello everyone and welcome to this another episode of epistemology with Ethel, and today we have Barry. Is that how I say your name? Barry?
Yes. Hello, I'm Barri B, a bear cat stuck in space somewhere.
Stuck in space somewhere. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So the topic today is what is it again?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. What about them?
Feathers or not, a highly debated topic.
Whether dinosaurs were actually feathered or whether they were not. Nice. All right. So just to make things clear, so how these things will go is we have picked a topic about the dinosaur being feathered or not, right? So I'll be asking questions about your stand in that idea, and we'll see if how solid you can make this idea be or not, something like that. Like
I'll try my best.
So the purpose here isn't actually to like debate or anything, because honestly I am also not really an expert in that field. But it's still more like to see to get the perspective from this one topic. You get what I mean? So
yes.
So to see the topic from the perspective of someone who thinks like you.
Okay. Oh boy, that'd be unique to find someone like that.
All right. So again, the topic is dinosaur, feathered or not. So where is your stand here, Betty? Oh wait. Before that though, maybe you can tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I am fairly new to VTubing. I'm obviously very scuffed, as you can see. I'm a hand-drawn picture of a bear cat or binturong, though most people think I look like a dog. I don't really stream right now because I'm currently doing in real life, I'm currently doing some university stuff, so I'm only able to do some things like this. And on my channel, which is fairly small, I only have a few videos and it's just pre-recorded. I'm closer to a Let's Player than I am a streamer, so I don't know about in the future, but who knows?
Oh, okay then. Wait, you're not a dog?
Nope.
Okay, it's cute though. The drawing is cute. I like it. It's very unique.
Thank you.
Okay. So dinosaurs, feathered or not? Where is your stand here?
I believe true dinosaurs are not truly feathered.
Are not truly feathered. Okay. So, what makes you believe that the dinosaurs aren't feathered?
Well, you need to look at the difference of these, especially if you want to look at it in the way of the definition, or what's it called, the literal translation of the word dinosaur, which in this case it means terrible lizard.
Oh.
Well, something like a raptor isn't technically a dinosaur then, because it is not a lizard. It's a bird. They're avian.
Okay.
And even though the definition that's used right now is called avian dinosaurs, it's only to make it easier for us to go. It's the creature from that era. And one of the biggest controversies that did happen was saying that T-Rex was feathered. And of course, the thing about how T-Rex is related to a chicken. And I'd say yes, but it is not. But a chicken is not a direct descendant of a T-Rex.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's an adjacent. It's an adjacent relative, just like how we might be related to a bunch of primates. The farthest one, which is a slow loris, looks nothing like us, and just looks like a sad, cute little thing.
Cute little thing. Okay, so you're saying that dinosaurs are not feathered because the word itself means terrible lizard. So you're saying that things that are called dinosaur they cannot be feathered because has to be lizard or something like that.
I mean, if we're going, yes, and if I'm going to take the name dinosaur quite literally, I'm not
Oh,
an expert in the field, but personally for me, it's like if you want to fit that bill, majority of those quote unquote terrible lizards are in the Triassic era. This
oh,
would be ancestors of crocodiles and some other actual reptiles that did exist, big ones. I forgot the name of them, but
mm-hmm.
they acted like mammals. I mean, they're animals, but they are mammal like in the sense that the way that people have seen them or not seen them have studied them, they act like some of the animals that we see today. But again, they're just reptile versions of
Reptiles.
those.
Ah, So, are dinosaur? It, you say about T Rex? Is T Rex a dinosaur? Do you think?
I'd say yes and no,
Mm.
because that one is a hard one, because just like how I talked about how a slow loris and a human might
Mm-hmm.
be in that big old what's it called, great ape primate family. T-Rex is the same way because there are also a bunch of other T-Rex branch species that aren't totally not feathered, like Gigantosaurus,
Oh.
which is one of the largest T-Rexes and is from South America
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and definitely was not feathered. it's it was definitely big and scaly.
Chicken scale. So it's So you're saying that not all T Rex are considered dinosaurs?
At least for me.
Hmm. What is a dinosaur anyway? The definition of it is it
The true
is
definition?
I guess what can be considered a dinosaur and what cannot and can be considered not a dinosaur.
That part I honestly am not too sure on, but there is so far as I know, a true definition of a dinosaur. I mean, we can pull up a
Okay, you can pull up some Wikipedia or something first.
yeah, just for a definite quick definition.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? A diverse group of reptiles of the of the clad Dinosauria
Uh
that
huh.
first appeared during the Jurassic period, and then obviously they end off in the was not Mesozoic, Cretaceous period. Personally, from
Yes.
what I know, especially from from a lot of documentaries,
Uh huh.
dinosaurs were a lot smaller. Even though they popped up in the Triassic, they weren't as dominant, and that's where the what you call it, crocodiles and everything were
Ah.
more dominant. And in that case, funny enough, a bunch of crocodile species look like dinosaurs. There's a bunch of them that look like T Rexes, weird foxes. I mean, think of it like a scaly fox or a
Scaly
scaly wolf.
fox.
All of
Mm-hmm.
these different reptiles filling the niches that we have like normal animals fill out today.
Mm.
But of course,
Oh.
as extinctions happen or climate changes for them or some other disaster happens, another species slowly takes over. In this case, this would be the dinosaurs.
Ah.
And
Hmm?
and
They
yeah,
be the dinosaurs?
hmm?
Hold on, I didn't catch the last part. So you're saying that dinosaur went extinct because something, and then another species take over, and this species dinosaur? No?
I was just saying that as a general like
Ah.
timeline thing. But in terms of
Okay.
what I consider a dinosaur, are still things that are closer to actually being reptiles than the ones that are
Ah.
like, "Hey, I've got feathers."
Get better. Okay. So, for you, dinosaur has to be a lizard, right? Um, let's see here. If a dinosaur is then let's say there's this dinosaur that is that we thought were scaly, and then and we and science like classify them as dinosaur. But then in the future, maybe science found that this dinosaur is no longer scaly, it actually feathered. Is it still considered dinosaur or not?
That one would be up to the researchers themselves
Mm.
because that's still also for debate between some of them because it's also a back and forth depending on what they find and
Ah,
evidence. Because
so
that's one thing to always consider with science and uh especially earth science. When you find new things, that changes the definition and can
mm.
change what is considered what's it called, the norm or the new definition of it. Which
Ah,
doesn't mean the other was a lie. It just means that you've got a new thing to consider. Because
mm-hmm.
sometimes some of these things they do find, it's like, oh boy, we have no clue what this is. What is this?
Okay, so basically with new findings, this dinosaur might might be classified as another species then.
Hmm.
Because okay. So the things that we find have feathers now are no longer dinosaurs then. What are
At
they
least to
called?
me.
What are they called?
Like,
Oh, at least to you.
just
Mm.
what's it called? Like I said earlier, to simplify it, they just call them avian
Oh,
dinosaurs.
avian dinosaur. Okay.
Just to tell you that it's this group of ancient creatures, but
Mm.
they're related and or they have descendants that are basically birds.
Ah, okay.
Particularly not only feathers, but also because of the bones, right? They're for birds, right? Their bones are a lot lighter for flight.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So it's still
Uh,
kind of funny to imagine a raptor bobbing its head like a crow while it walks.
a crow that walks. Okay. Okay. So, oh my god, I forgot what to ask. Oh my god.
Oh, sorry.
I had the question in my head, but when you were explaining, but then I completely forgot about it. Oh yeah, so you were saying that for you, it's not a dinosaur. Uh, what does the science say though? Is it still in debate or something? Like you were saying, you're talking about debate, about debate. Mm.
Honestly, I haven't caught up on that part really. I don't remember the
Mm.
last time I've checked on that information.
Oh.
So, for as far as I know, science probably says I'm technically wrong and
Mm-hmm.
right,
And
depending on the creature. Depending
depending.
on the creature,
Ah.
especially because the main one is still because they definitely know that raptors like Velociraptor. Okay, that's a bird that is related to birds. That is an ancestor of birds.
Okay.
The weird one is, at least to me also, is T-Rex.
Ah, because some are feathered and some are not feathered like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
and even if you do like a Jurassic Park thing of re-engineering a chicken
Mm-hmm.
to bring out the old dinosaur genes, you're not gonna get a T-Rex, nor are you gonna
Oh,
get a chicken. You're gonna get
chicken.
something weird in between that's new and terrifying.
We probably gonna get some messed up chicken. You think so?
At least it'll still taste like chicken,
Still, that's the important part. It still tastes like chicken. Maybe a
of course.
combination of chicken and lizard meat.
Yum yum yum.
Okay, yum yum. Mm-mm. Uh, okay. I don't think I actually got the answer though to like uh what the science say about these dinosaurs that you consider no longer a dinosaur because they are feathered. Are they still considered dinosaur by the science?
All
Or
honesty,
are
probably,
probably
probably.
so are
Like I
you
said, I'm not personally. Like I said, I am not up to date on it, but
not up to date.
I
Okay.
genuinely believe that what's it called, that
Mm,
if you want to follow the what's it called, the name by what it truly means, then
mm-hmm.
they wouldn't be considered dinosaurs then.
Ah, because dinosaur. Why is it called dinosaur in the to begin with? Maybe is it because
Blame
of
the Victorians.
Victorians?
because all
Uh,
they assume, because they're the ones that start, or one of the groups of people that started excavating and finding all these things and going, hey, this thing looks like a lizard, I recognize this skeletal structure, this thing, they're all lizards, they're all scary. But funny enough,
that
they
is
also
scary.
like found bones that probably didn't match, but they weren't too sure, so they just stuck them on there. So that's why some skeletons are that are complete might not be accurate either.
Oh. So in conclusion, we actually might need a new name for these dinosaurs, huh? Because they're no longer
Scophosaurus.
lizard. Huh?
No, that's not an actual definition. Sorry.
Because they're no longer lizard, we now know they're no longer lizard. We gonna need new name for them, huh?
Probably. There probably is out there.
Probably is. Oh yeah, probably is. But I never actually like heard one. Uh,
Like I said, the only one I've actually heard of being used, and again, that's for laymen or just for normal people to understand, like us, is just calling
mm-hmm.
them avian dinosaurs.
Because dinosaur, then it must be one of those T-Rex and friends,
Or,
and if
yeah, those old
avian,
creatures.
those out creatures, right? What else can I ask in this situation? Hold on. Let me think give me some time to think of a question. The dinosaurs that are no feather are no longer a dinosaur, but something else, an avian dinosaur. And so you're not actually denying that some of these creatures have feathers. You're accepting that they have feathers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a scientific field. Obviously, not this one because I'm not an expert of it. I just know a few things.
Uh-huh.
But what I consider dinosaurs are the ones that actually have scales and are closer to
Mm.
being reptiles and lizards compared to, again, if they have feathers.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what was my question again? I kind of forgot.
I'm sorry, I'm making you forget.
What was it again? Hold on, let me remember. Oh my god, sort of memory loss. Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was asking if you accept that these creatures actually had feathers, right? So you do.
I do. I just don't
Oh.
accept that they should be considered dinosaurs.
Oh, you're having problem with the name, not actually the feather itself.
No,
Hmm.
because the thing is, I cannot argue with actual evidence that, hey, look, it's got feathers, man.
Okay. Actually, I did watch some YouTube videos, but I know YouTube videos. Well, they are YouTube videos. It's not like they're. I have to like cross check myself or something like that. But they say that feathers are actually some kind of scale, an evolved kind
Hmm,
of scale.
I
What do you
never
think
heard
of
of
that?
that.
It's like scales can evolve into feathers, and well, it's not going to be like suddenly evolve into complete kind of feathers. It's like a gradual process into feathers, and that is why wait, what is it again? Ostrich? No. What animal was it? There was an example like
Emu?
the emu. Is it was the emu? So basically, like a chick when the baby in the baby form, it's birds. I think it was birds. So that's why the baby birds don't have the feathers, but they actually have scales.
Mm, I mean, I mean, if you've seen baby birds, they all look pink and like little flesh sacks.
Okay,
And
I forgot about what the example was. So
and
basically,
yeah.
there are a lot of videos saying that scales are like feathers are actually some kind of scales, advanced kind of scales. So you never heard of that?
No, that's the first time I've heard of that.
Okay then.
Personally, for me, I've heard of like proto feathers and whatever, because the thing is, it's like the feathers that did exist on early raptors or whatever, did really help them fly, but they're the stages toward those feathers. The other thing is like, and like you were just talking about,
Mm-hmm.
they call it, baby birds, and how you can't really see their feathers, but they're, you know, those are like micro feathers or whatever. But just kind of like how we technically have hair on our faces, but
Oh.
not all of it shows because they're very small, they're very minuscule, and you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. So, I did a quick search on it does isolated. I did quick search on Google about feathers. It says here that I said feathers are modified scales. So the
Hmm.
premise: ancient reptiles developed feathers as a way to insulate their bodies, and many of these early feathered reptiles were unable to fly. Biologists suspect that feathers are modified scales. Hmm. What do you think about that?
Hmm. Again, I probably fell asleep in biology class when that happened. When they were talking about that. Well, I
But
mean, all
mhm.
I can chalk that up to is the same reason why what our fingernails are. That's technically hair.
Pinchers hair?
Yeah, they're made from the same keratin and what some other substance as your hair. So
Oh,
your fingernails are made technically of a different of your hair, but in a different state, different form.
different state. Oh, I thought they're bones.
No, they're not bone.
Okay. No wonder they
Because what's it
break so
called?
easily.
People are able. Because the thing is, people are able to remove. I mean, it's horrifying, but people are able to remove fingernails and then they
Oh,
regrow.
okay. Let's see. Alright, so it's maybe it's like it's similar about this. So I said before that feathers are advanced kind of scale. No, it's not advanced scale. It says here it's the modified scales. I don't have the source or anything though, so take it with kilograms grain of salt, I guess.
Kilogram.
But yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of salt. Whew.
Gotcha, we're from South.
Jeez.
Okay, so let's say it's true. Then what how will that affect you though? Like these are I know it's from Google and YouTube, and you know how although I can't say they're not believable, but well, it's not actually something from official things, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, let's say there are two. How they what do you think of that? If because if feathers are scales, then these dinosaurs are still dinosaurs because they have scales.
Hmm. I probably would agree to an extent still,
Mm.
because again, I'm still basing it on the ratio of how much they will act like lizards, compared
Oh,
to birds.
so they have to also act like lizard then.
Yeah.
Mm. How does the lizard act again? Um,
Stick my
I
tongue
still
out. No.
stick their tongue out. So anything that stick their tongue out is a lizard. Snakes are lizard then.
Yeah, snakes are reptilians. Actually, yeah,
Oh wait,
they
yeah,
are.
they are. They are reptilians.
Oh,
Oh my god, dogs are lizard.
dogs are all lizards.
Oh
Yes.
no,
Twist. We are the lizards.
we are the lizard. We can stick our tongues out. Okay. So it's still to an extent because they don't. Some of them don't act like lizards. So can you give like an example? Which dinosaur don't act like a lizard and which one act like a lizard?
Oh, easy.
Hmm.
Dimetrodon. It's that gigantic
Dimetrodon.
creature that's from the Permian period or
Mm-hmm.
era. which is way earlier than what's considered the era of the dinosaurs. But still, if we want to talk about what kind of ancient creature that looks like a dinosaur that we considered a dinosaur and acts like a lizard, it'd be that
Mm-hmm.
thing because it's think of it like this big iguana like thing with a gigantic sail on its back,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just going pluck 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 pluck
Black, black.
rawr, pluck. Just crawling around on the
Yeah,
ground.
it do be looking like a
Meanwhile,
lizard here. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, as research starts going into, like, again, I'm going to keep referring to raptors because they're the most obvious because they're
Uh-huh.
birds,
Birds.
especially since, again, we consider eagles and things like that
Uh-huh.
as raptors as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since we're doing that,
Ah.
since they're basing it off of that too, that means their behaviors are closer to how birds act, both
Ah, I
socially
forget it
and
now.
also, again, the most basic one being, oh look, it's bobbing its head.
Moving is okay, okay, I get the picture now. The Meterodon being lizard and Raptor being bird. They do look like uh they do look like lizard and bird respectively. What about T-Rex then? What is a T-Rex? Is it lizard? Is
That's
it a bird?
That's the weird one. Again, that is the weird one that it's like been going back and forth because it's the same thing with how people are going, oh, it's this terrifying creature that hunts down its prey, and then they go, oh no, it's a scavenger, and
Oh.
then back and forth. I mean, I that one was more like an in
Mm.
between. They do hunt prey,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, they sometimes scavenge. The other one
Mm.
was like, they abandon their young. Turns out, actually, no, they actually raise their young fairly
Okay.
closely and intimately. Um, though in the case of the smaller T Rexes that are actually feathered, I'd say
Mm-hmm.
they are closer to birds, especially since one research thing I forgot from where, but I remember they suggested it probably coos. So just
Coos.
imagine this gigantic thing that's feathered
Mm-hmm.
with teeth going.
Oh, that's
So on
cute.
that spectrum, the smaller T Rexes I would consider birds,
But the big ones
but
is
the
like in
larger
the gray
ones,
one, a gray area between lizard and
yeah.
and then how about a tree like triceratops? Is
Oh,
that
that's
a
a lizard.
lizard? That's a
That's a
lizard?
straight lizard.
Oh.
As far as I remember, because it is definitely not a bird because that thing didn't, as far as I know, never had any more genetic descendants either.
Ah. Uh, wait, is it so lemon turtle and the things that you consider to be lizard have like they stand they're quadruped.
Yes, they're quadrupeds, but there are some that do fly that I would also consider lizards because,
Mm-hmm.
well, I think one was. It's either that or the pterodactyls and that group of like dinosaurs that fly around are considered their own species. I
Oh.
can't remember.
The flying one, the pteranodon, pterodactyl things. I don't actually know their names to be honest.
There's a bunch that I also don't remember either.
Mm.
I know the smaller one that a Pokemon was based on. I think its name was the same too.
Oh.
It looks like a little flying lizard with a gigantic jaw, spiky jaw. I forgot what it's
Uh,
called.
I think it has like dactyl or something. Dactyl. Aerodactyl. Is a name like that? Hmm.
Let me take a look.
It's aerodactyl. I never heard of that one.
Aerodactyl.
Okay, what about Brontosaurus then?
Hmm.
Brontosaurus, the big one with long neck. Are those lizards?
They're dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Are those lizards though? Considered lizard?
I I'm not too sure. I didn't come here claiming it. I'm an expert. I just
Uh-huh. Okay. Uh, mm,
but I'd probably go toward more lizards than any other creatures that they might be.
mm. Because they definitely can't be birds. I mean, they cannot
No,
be thing.
and
They don't even
also they're
have
one of.
wings.
Also, they what's it called? Well, I hate to say that what's it called using the excuse that well they didn't survive the extinction event. Well,
Mm-hmm.
as a way to say that they're not lizards, but most of the ones that do have saurus at the end of their names are considered lizards as well.
Oh,
Because remember, saurus means
Saurus.
lizard.
Osiris means desert.
Saurus.
Alright. Let's see. What else kind of question can I ask you? Hmm. Hmm.
Grill me away. There's many holes in my argument, but I don't care. As long as they're scaly and look terrifying, they're my
They're my
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs. Uh, so then, if all dinosaurs turns out to be feathered, then there is actually no dinosaurs.
Yeah, I guess not. But then again,
Sadly.
but the thing is, not all of them are birds either. So I'm
Mm.
pretty confident that enough of them are lizards
Okay, okay.
somewhere.
Well, personally, I also think that argument actually makes sense because dinosaur means terrible lizard. So if it's feathered, then it's not a lizard. Yeah. Oh, but then again, though, it's about the thing that feathers being considered modified scale. They are still scaled. But then
Definitely
again,
one thing to
that
consider, though.
uh
Sorry to interrupt, but one thing to consider though is think of the ones that did develop feathers as a smaller niche that were changing and adapting.
mm. So like, what do you mean? I didn't get it.
Especially since if you're saying that these advanced scales or feathers were
Uh huh.
another way for them to manage their heat,
Ah, yeah, yeah.
cool off or whatever,
Mhm.
that means the environment itself is getting hotter and warmer. And
Mm.
so the larger ones, which are lizards, right?
Mhm.
If it's getting too hot for them, they won't survive.
Ah. So then they make feathers. They develop the feathers.
And
They
of course, because
survive.
some of the larger ones can't do that because it's too slow for them to adapt. Not because, both because of their size,
Ah.
but also because the resources
Uh-huh.
and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's also kind of the reason why we survived in a way because
Oh.
we're not the biggest nor the strongest, but we were tiny little mice.
I
We're
needed the
some type of little
mice.
mammal.
Ah. Hooray for being tiny. uh. So they also have to act like a lizard, right? To be considered a dinosaur. Is there anything that acts like a lizard but do have feathers?
I don't know.
Do you
Not that
remember?
not to my knowledge, unless you stick some
Oh,
wings on an iguana.
stick some inside an iguana. Okay then. I actually don't think I have any other questions to ask. I can't think of any at least. Maybe we can conclude here for now, or and maybe if I like can think of more ideas, more questions in the future, then maybe we can do it again.
Sure.
Okay then. So
That's
to conclude your stand here, you're not rejecting the existence of feathers. You're just saying that dinosaurs who now have feathers shouldn't be considered dinosaurs because they're no longer lizard, they are birds. So that means no dinosaur don't have feathers. Is that
yep.
okay
It's on
then?
this. As long as think of it like a scale. If
Uh-huh.
you're closer to bird, you are bird. If you
Mm.
closer to lizard, you lizard.
Lizard. So basically, it has to be a lizard for it to
The
be
in
a
at
dinosaur.
Yeah, and I'll leave the in betweens for smarter people than I am.
Side of people. Yeah, it's their problem, not ours. We just here talking what stuff we don't actually know. Ah, but yeah, that actually sounds like a really clickbaity way to see this thing. Like dinosaurs don't have feathers, Nani.
Gotcha.
What are you saying? And then it's like this. Like it, I
Hey,
like
as
it.
long as I got people curious about it, they can look up this stuff themselves and learn.
Hell
Who knows,
yeah.
you might learn something cool and fascinating that I don't even know.
Nice. Okay then. Right. That concludes this episode. It's shorter than the previous one, but oh well. It's not like it has to be 1 hour or anything. So yeah. We can. We can do it again late in the future if you want. Maybe like we can explore this idea more, or we can pick another topic if you want. So yeah.
Sure, just ring me up. I'll
Mm.
see if I can be available.
Nice. For now, though, we gonna have to go. Thank you for watching, guys. And this is the Chamomile and
Barry B, thank you for having me.
yay. For now, though, have a nice day, have a nice night, and take care. A smile.
Bye bye.